YouTube, what's up? Riz here with some more 7-round NFL mock drafts doing all 32 teams. This video is covering the Baltimore Ravens. Let's get into this first mock out of 2. First round, I am taking John Ross, wide receiver from Washington. I think he drops to here because of his slight injury concern. I think he would go earlier, way earlier if it wasn't for that. And the Ravens obviously need receivers pretty badly, so I don't know how they would be able to pass on John Ross unless maybe Mike Williams or Corey Davis are there. In the second round, I have him taking Tano Passanio, D lineman from Nova, freak guy, moving up the boards. I think he fits there perfectly in Baltimore. I love the fit there, and I think it would be an excellent second round pick. Third round, I have him taking Carl Lawson, edge rusher from Auburn. I think he plays outside linebacker for the Ravens. They maybe won't need a starter day one, but in the near future they would need one, and I think Carl Lawson's a hell of a player that could possibly start day one. He at one point was getting late first round talk. He's kind of on the decline, mainly because the other defensive players are just really on the rise, and he struggled to get on the field at times, and really his only good year was this last year, so that's why he drops a little bit, but it would be an excellent pick in the third round. Great value pick. Other third rounder, I have him taking Antonio Garcia, offensive tackle from Troy. Sleeper guy. I think if somebody took him late second, it wouldn't be a bad pick. I know experts have the Ravens getting offensive linemen earlier in this. I don't really think it's that big of a need. I think they have a bigger need at wide receiver, and they lost some guys on D, so they could rebuild on that side, and guys like Passanio and Lawson I think will help them right away, so it's not really like a rebuild mode or anything like that. Ravens definitely can be a team that can compete after a draft like this. So on to the fourth round, I have them grabbing another wide receiver, a deep threat guy, Josh Reynolds from Texas A&M. They can use plenty of wide receivers. Mike Wallace is a deep threat guy, but how many more years does he have left? An inconsistent guy as well. They have Perriman, who is good if he's on the field, so I think they can use a couple guys here. Fifth round, I have them taking Jamal Williams, BYU running back, tough runner, big runner. I think maybe 10 years ago, this guy probably would have been like a first or a second rounder because that was the style of the running backs back then, and now it's just a passing league, so he drops a little bit, but a very good runner. I think they have solid receiving running backs, and they can use another guy like Jamal Williams, so this would be a great pick, in my opinion, in the fifth round. Could possibly go earlier. And in the sixth round, I have taken Chuck Clark, Virginia Tech DB. I wanted to make sure I gave him a DB that can do both corner and safety, and Chuck Clark is one of those guys since they already went through the draft, in my draft, without getting a DB, so I wanted them to grab a guy that can do both because I think they have solid corners. They can use another one, though, and then they have 2 starting safeties, but they can use one for the near future, in my opinion. So on to the second mock draft. First round, I have him taking Hassan Reddick, Temple edge rusher. I think he could play outside linebacker for the Ravens day one. Second round, I have him taking Curtis Samuel, wide receiver / running back from Ohio State. So yeah, they can use him at receiver or running back. I see him as more of a receiver. Third round, Temple, offensive lineman Deion Dawkins can play guard or tackle, so they can use his talents. Could possibly go second round. He's on the rise. Other third round pick, I'm taking Josh Malone, wide receiver, Tennessee. Big riser for me. Really no flaws to Malone's game. Excellent route runner, which is very important to look for receivers today. It seems like the guys that end up being bust are the guys that can't run routes, and Malone is an excellent route runner. For sure a guy on the rise for me. Fourth round, I have him taking Dalvin Tomlinson, D lineman from Alabama. This is a guy that there's a few guys in this draft where I really do not know where they're going to go. I think he can go anywhere from the second round to the fourth round. So these mock drafts I'm doing for teams are pretty much grade A mock drafts. So there's a chance he drops to him, and that would be a hell of a pick. I think he can play pretty much anywhere on the D line, and that's what's really good about him. And the Ravens could use that mainly outside D lineman for the 3-4 defense, so D ends. I think he can do that for them. Fifth round, I'm taking Delano Hill, safety from Michigan. Michigan's best safety this year over Jabril Peppers. I think he's a definite sleeper, and they don't need a safety starting this year, but they can use one in the near future, and that's perfect to me, a guy they can work with a little bit. And then the sixth round, I have him getting Treston Decoud, corner from Oregon State. Big corner, about 6'3". They can use some depth at corner, so why not work with a bigger guy like him that has potential. So that'll do it for the Ravens mock drafts. Please stay tuned for the rest of the teams, and if you haven't seen the previous drafts I've done, please check that out. Please like, subscribe, and goodbye.